All right, let's get this shit popping, man. What I would like to know is what the fuck is a white school? Now, I'm being rhetorical when I ask that dumbass question, right? Because it's a dumbass idea. Now, the first time I heard about someone on this side of YouTube speak about a white school is one day I was watching a video from Danica Marie, and some bitch ass nigga left a comment on her video advising Danica that she should one day open up a white school, right? The second time, what up, Kevin Kelly? What's going on? The second time I heard about this dumbass idea about opening up a white school is when this Caucasian bitch that a lot of you niggas know who I'm talking about, right? You know, the one that for the past few months, a lot of y'all been hanging on her left titty like a motherfucker, right? Your new manosphere mama, this Caucasian bitch, she stated that she was going to open up a white school. Now, granted, this bitch was never married. So she doesn't even have any experience in her life in being a wife in her 26 years of living. But nonetheless, she stated that she was going to open up a wife school. Now, the third time I heard about this dumbass idea about a wife school is last night. I was watching a live from my man Ty City, you know, also who's now known as Uncut Underground, right? And in the comments section, someone told him that some content creator in the manosphere have opened up a wife school. So what I'm seeing is a pattern here, how you have people on this side of YouTube, especially males, who think it is a good idea to start a so-called school to teach inadequate females on how to become wives. This is the dumbest shit I ever seen in my life. You know, I thought I saw enough dumb shit in my life, but this side of YouTube can never disappoint you in proving to you that they could even be dumber than what you think exists. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no qualifications, man. No qualifications. See, when these dumb motherfuckers, whenever you hear dumb motherfucker, right? First of all, whenever you hear any motherfucker that speak about a white school, understand that that's a dumb motherfucker right there. That's a retard. Because you have to be a retard to think that it's a good idea to start a school to teach females, right? I'm talking about not all females, okay? Let me add that in there to you sensitive ass bitches, all right? Not all, but most of you bitches, all right? To think that they could teach, you see, the majority of these bitches who have already been socially engineered to not make adequate wives. They've been socially engineered to not have the characteristics to be a wholesome wife, right? But to think that you can open up a school to actually reverse 20 to 25 years to 30 years, or no, more than a half a century of social engineering in a fucking bootleg ass school is a retarded idea. All right. Maybe I sound a little bit too convoluted. So I'm gonna repeat my statement. For someone to think that they can open up a school to teach females who have been socially engineered for the past 50 or 60 years to not have what it takes to be a wholesome wife, to be a wife, is retarded as fuck. You're not going to reverse 50 to 60 years of social engineering in some bootleg ass school. Not only that, when people on this side of YouTube speak about starting up a school to teach inadequate females how to become wives, what you're doing, what these people, mainly males, are doing is what males have always been doing for the past 50 or 60 years, which is neglecting the needs of males in this society. See, within the past 50 or 60 years in Western society, everyone, feminists and these bitch ass niggas alike, have been so focused on helping the female, what to do to help females. And since society have been so focused on helping females, guess what? The males have been neglected. The males have been neglected, which is no coincidence why you see poor performance by male students within the education system. Because I've been saying this before. If you guys study the public education system in the United States and male students, you'll see that male students across all racial lines are performing poorly within the United States public education system, mainly because of how the curriculum is taught. The curriculum is taught to cater to the female mindset, right? But because society have been so focused on just helping the female, the male have been neglected. Now, I'm not for those of you stupid motherfuckers with bad comprehension skills, I'm not saying to neglect the female. What I'm saying is that no one should be neglected. And on this side of YouTube, which was supposed to be built to help the male, to help improve the lives of males, to help improve the conditions of males, what do you see? You see more abandonment of males as you got these niggas who try to open up these SBE universities to trying to turn a hoe into a housewife. See, the only thing this so-called white school is, let me tell you niggas something. When these retarded motherfuckers speak about an idea of a fucking white school, what they really trying to do is open up some sort of non-credited institution to try to manipulate females to validate corny ass fucking males like them. Okay? They trying to say validate, they're trying to open up these bootleg institutions to try to convince females to validate these weak, dumb ass niggas such as them that always had a problem getting some pussy. That's really what it is. It's like, you know what, ladies? It was always hard for me to get some pussy from you guys. I've always had a hard time to get some pussy. So please validate us. Please validate me. That's all a wife school is. That's the only thing a fucking wife school is, quote unquote. It's a please validate me state university. As I told Ty City last night in the comment section in his live video, right? SBE University. I will shame, blame, and explain until you're hopefully manipulated enough to accept a corny ass nigga like myself. You see, I've always been no, I'm not saying I've been a little corny nigga because I'm far from that, but I'm just giving you motherfuckers the perspective of these retards. These retards explain to these females, I've always been a lame motherfucker. I've always been a corny nigga. You know, I've always been a person that had issues attracting females because I'm a weirdo who have absolutely no social skills who had absolutely no social skills. I'm socially awkward. And instead of me actually improving myself where I could no longer be socially awkward, where I could no longer be a fucking weirdo, no, I want you to accept my corny ass for who I am, so I can have an easier time to get sexual access from you. That's really what these motherfuckers mean by a wife school. It's just like I said before, a plan to open up a non-credited institution to try to manipulate females or shame, blame, and explain to these hoe ass females on how to validate their ass. That's it. Please validate me, State University. SBE University, Chapel Hill. The University of SBE. The University of I'm begging for your validation. Yeah. The University of Take Me As I Am for Men. Right, right. That's all it is. This is whenever you find a male who talks about this stupid ass idea of opening up a white school, understand that this is one hell of a fucking simp. And let me tell you guys something, right? More and more males are actually in agreement with this fucking white school, with this idea of a white school. All right. And then goes to show you something that this part of YouTube, right? This part of YouTube was, was never really meant. I'm talking about post 1.0, post Black Mansphere 1.0. This side of YouTube was never meant to help nor assist the conditions that males go through in everyday society, as this space claimed. No, this space was all about males venting their frustration on how hard it was for them to get sexual access from females and trying to convince females to validate their ass. And like I said, when you have this idea of a wife school, all you're doing is you're further neglecting the needs of males. What about the next generation of these young boys growing up? These young boys who are going, who probably come from a broken household, who probably come from and are being raised in this single mother household in which they probably have little to no positive male role models in life. What about them? See, the needs of these young boys are being neglected when you have more and more of these males who think that it's a good idea to start a fucking wife school. This is one of the many reasons why I have little to no respect for a lot of these niggas in this side of YouTube talking about a fucking wife school. Look here. And once again, it's mainly a lot of the males on this side of YouTube who are who actually are in agreement with this idea of a wife school. And listen, this is what you niggas don't. This is what you niggas are still failing to understand. If the mothers of a lot of these females have failed to teach these females how to become adequate wives or to actually have the qualities to make an adequate wife, then there is nothing you can do to actually change that. And opening up an SBE or an please validate me state university is not going to change that. It is not your job as a man to try to teach a female something that their mothers and or grandmothers and or aunties should have taught them. Just as much that it is not a woman's job to teach a male something that his dad, uncles, or granddad should have taught him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, whatever happened to males accepting the fact that there are, unfortunately, a large amount of females that do not have what it takes to be wife material? Therefore, you must not deal with these bitches and only deal with the females who do or who potentially have the qualities of being loyal, being submissive, being respectful, having integrity, having dignity, knowing how to nurture. This is why this is why it was so important when back during the Black Mansfield 1.0 days, that Soul in Black had this movement called the Wall of Silence. Because the Wall of Silence was not really about the female, it was about the male. The male making the decision to stay the fuck away from inadequate females. Whatever happened to helping the men? Whatever happened to actually building around assisting men? See, because the thing is, once again, when I say that, I'm not advocating neglecting the female. I'm not advocating that. The reason why I'm saying that is because, once again, this side of YouTube was supposed to be built in assisting and helping to improve the conditions of society's males. So since this side of YouTube was supposedly meant for that, then whatever happened to practicing what we preach? We like, the thing is with society is that there are so much social programs, and there are so many, like I said, social programs and other types of programs that are dedicated in helping society's females, right? Especially when it comes to females who have children. There is an abundance of programs in society that females can rely on to get some sort of assistance, right? But there's very little help for society's males. Because, like I said before, for the past 50 to 60 years, society, especially American society, have been so built in assisting to improve the conditions of its females that over time it neglected assisting its males. And this is what's going on with this side of YouTube, especially when motherfuckers want to open up this so-called wife school or wife school. What the fuck? This is one of the dumbest ideas I ever heard in my life. What about opening up a manhood school? What about opening up more trade schools in order to teach men and women to have more skills in this society so they can actually have the proper credentials to go out there and make money for themselves? Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to just open up more programs to help actually assist males when it comes to improving uh, um their education, or when it comes to improving the performance of its male students within public education? What about opening up these types of schools? What about opening up programs to help get these young men off of the streets and to get them out of the negative environment that the inner city has to offer, in order to prevent or at least dramatically reduce the amount of males going into these prisons and just becoming slaves to the prison industrial the prison industrial complex? Whatever happens to that? If this is supposed to be a space that's supposed to assist its men, we're supposed to think on that level instead of opening up a fucking wife school. What the fuck? Slash SBE University, because that's really what a quote unquote wife school is. It's an SBE University slash please validate me state university. That's all it is when it comes to these the so-called wife school. It's a program or a way to try to convince whorish females to accept these corny niggas for who they are, so these corny ass niggas can hopefully get sexual access to a piece of pussy that was always easy anyway. In which I don't get. In which, you have to be a corny nigga if you got issues getting sexual access to a piece of pussy that was always fucking easy. But that's what this so-called white school is. See, we have to be out of this mindset in trying to convince a modern female to be traditional and be more in the mindset in how to improve the lives of its males and let the males know that whatever type of wife that you're looking for, understand that these modern females are not going to be. I'm not going to say all modern. See, no, I'm going to take away modern female because I don't even like that word, modern female, traditional females. Because to me, it's all about good or bad. Because if we really want to be technical, in 2023, we're all modern people anyway. I don't get that. And not only that, in 2023, we're traditional people at the same time. All right. We're traditional and we're modern at the same time. To me, I think those words are stupid because, like I said before, it all goes down to becoming good or bad. So to go back to the statement that I was saying, is this side of YouTube supposed to be based on helping to build better men and letting them know that you have to hold standards for yourself and have standards on what you're looking for in a proper wife. And if you encounter a female that do not fit the standards that you're looking for, you leave her the fuck alone and you move on to the next. You move on to the next female until you find that female who fits the description of the standards that you're looking for. It is not your job to try to change an adult female to be the type of female that you want them to be. And I'm saying that because this is what these niggas mean when they talk about the idea of a so-called white school, to try to change an adult to become who they want them to be. You're not going to change another fucking adult. The only person you could change is your motherfucking self. That's it. And the only thing you can change, well, there's two things you can change. You can change yourself, and you can also change the types of people that you want around you. When I mean change the type of people that you want around you, I mean change your environment. You could only change yourself and change your environment. That is it. You cannot change the behaviors, actions, or the way of thinking of another adult who's already conditioned to be a certain way. You can't do that. You can't do that. You could only change yourself and your environment around you, which means that you cannot change how a female think and behave, but you can change the types of females you can allow to be around you. You cannot change how your friends behave or think, but you can change the types of friends that you want to have around you. You can't change uh, um, the mindset of the people within. You cannot change the mindset of your coworkers, but you can change the types of coworkers you can have around you by getting a new fucking job. You know what I'm saying? So those are the only two things you can change: yourself and the environment around you. But you cannot change the mindset of other people. So when you got these dumbass niggas who have this idea of opening up a wife school, what they're trying to do is that they're trying to change the mindset of a group of females who have been conditioned for the past 50 to 60 years to be anything outside of a wholesome wife. And you can't change that. You cannot change that. You cannot. That's impossible. You can't change that. You can't change that. This is a sign of desperation. When you find males who are so focused on opening up a so-called wife school, it's a sign of desperation that these males, like I said before, sorry to keep repeating myself, but I have to keep repeating myself. For we live in a society full of people with with bad short-term memory. Therefore, it is imperative for you to keep repeating yourself. So basically, when you have this thing, right? When you have these males who have this idea of opening up a wife school, it's a sign of desperation because these males who have that idea are so desperate in trying to get these inadequate females to accept their corny asses for who they are. And when you're in the business of trying to change the mindset of an inadequate bitch, understand that you're an inadequate bitch ass nigga, your goddamn self. You know what I'm saying? This is so damn pathetic. And while these niggas are on the are on the prowl or on the quest, while these niggas are on the quest of trying to change the mindset of inadequate females, every day we have a new generation of males who are going through hell, yet their problems are being neglected because we have these pussy whipped ass niggas who are so desperate for a piece of ass that they don't care about improving, they don't care about helping their fellow brother. I mean, we have, understand this, that a large portion of homeless people within America consist of males. And there's very few homeless shelters that take in males, okay? Most homeless shelters in America accept homeless females, especially females with children, which is understandable, but you need to play fair when it comes to homeless males and have just as much homeless shelters to house males. How come this side of YouTube isn't doing enough to talk about that? Because once again, we're quote unquote supposed to be a YouTube space to help males, right? Then what about helping the large amount of homeless males? And do you guys understand that a large portion of homeless males are also U.S. veterans? And I also made a video a couple of months ago about how there are millions of males who are not part of the workforce in America, which means that we have tons of unemployed males. Can this side of YouTube put their minds together and figure out how we could actually alleviate that issue, especially when there's so many males on this side of YouTube who claim to be entrepreneurs. Almost everybody, almost every male on this side of YouTube are either supposedly in the tech field or there's supposedly some rich entrepreneurs with a lot of money. So if you're some rich entrepreneurs, isn't one of the main things as an entrepreneur is to provide jobs for people? So how come we're not doing that? Yeah, BMC, I saw one of your videos. I saw one of your videos when you showed that. I saw that. Yeah. What about that? A few months ago, I put out a study that exposed how young black males are more likely to be victims of gun related deaths than any other demographics in the United States. I put that study out there. I put another study, right, that showed that black males have the shortest lifespan than any other demographic within the United States of America. So this means that so-called black males, we have the worst health issue since we have the shortest lifespan. And we are more prone to be victims of homicides, especially gun-related homicides. What about us coming together and putting our minds together to alleviate these issues? All right. What about doing that? But no, motherfuckers want to focus on opening up a wife school, basically trying to turn a hoe into a housewife. Listen, about 31 years ago, rappers Ice Cube and Too Short made a song telling you niggas that you cannot turn a hoe into a housewife. And 31 years later, they've been proven to be correct. So what the fuck is wrong with you niggas trying to do something that has been proven to not work? You should be ashamed of yourself not knowing what a wife school is, Wacky. Yeah, that's what these lame ass niggas gonna tell me, right? I'm waiting for these lame ass niggas to tell me that shit. You know, you should be ashamed of yourself, Wacky, for not knowing what a wife school is, Wacky. You don't know what a wife school is. You should be ashamed of yourself. Your son gets a wife school. What about turning these modern women into traditional wives? You should be ashamed of yourself, Wacky. You should be ashamed of yourself, Wacky. You're not a good person, Wacky. You're not a good man, Wacky. I'm a real man, Wacky. Okay? You're not a real man. A real man knows how to change a woman, Wacky. Something's wrong with you, Wacky. You're not a good person, Wacky. Wacky, you're too harsh on us, Wacky. I'm waiting for that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like my man Booker Ronan said, Punani politics. These niggas are so goddamn focused on Punani politics so goddamn much that they're not focused on alleviating the real world problems that men go through in the society, especially so-called black men. Yeah, lame horn dogs. Lame horn dogs. Not a wife curriculum, a wife school. According to what I heard, someone, a content creator, on already opened up a wife school. Right. All they was doing was just listening to the raps, not taking heed. Yo, not only J. Cole tried to tell him, shoot. What's this guy's name? Yeah, like I said before, Ice Cube and Too Short tried to tell him. And what's that other guy? The other guy who used to rap, who's from Memphis. I think what's his name? Pastor Paul. He tried to tell him, don't save him. They don't want to be saved. No, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. What's that rapper's name who sung that song? Was that Pastor Paul or something? Something Paul. I don't know. I forgot that motherfucker's name. I think he's from Memphis. He's affiliated with 3 6 Mafia. I forgot his damn name. You know. I thought it was common sense that when it comes to whorish females, right? That the that the thing to do is to stay away from them. And that if you choose to associate with whorish females, understand that they can only satisfy you through there's only one way that they can satisfy you. If you choose to associate with whorish females, understand that there's only one way that they can satisfy you, and that's sexually. That they cannot satisfy you in no other way. And that if you're looking for a female that can satisfy you in more ways, then you have to gravitate towards the females who are anti-whorish, right? Who have a level of morality, who have a level of um dignity and integrity and intelligence. And these types of females may not be they may not have the best bodies. They may not have the biggest bottom. They may not have the biggest bra size. You know what I'm saying? But they have the biggest hearts and the biggest minds to actually provide more substance in your life. But no, 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 no. What these niggas want to do in 2023 is try to they want to try to convert the mind of excuse me, they want to try to convert the minds of Instagram hoes and trying to turn them into wives by opening up an SBE University slash please validate me state university, called a quote unquote wife school, and try to turn them into wives or at least females that would validate and give these corny ass niggas a piece of pussy. That's really what it is, man. Now, I'm not saying get ugly females. I'm not saying that. Please, yo, listen, man. Y'all niggas need to have better comprehension skills and not take my words out of context. I never tell somebody to get an ugly female. What I said was the anti-whorish females may not be as good looking in the face as these Instagram thoughts. Now, just because I say someone may not be as good looking as someone else doesn't mean that that person's automatically ugly. There's different levels when it comes to physical beauty. I'm telling you, man, because I really get annoyed when you people take what I say out of context. Because what I say is simple common sense. It's not that difficult. So I really get annoyed when y'all take my fucking words out of context, man. And I'm not trying to catch an attitude with you, JTC, but I just get tired of that shit, man. I never said anything about getting ugly females. Technically speaking, ugly and good looking is very what people may consider to be ugly and what people may consider to be good looking is actually subjective anyway. But what I meant is that when it comes to getting a female that is anti-whorish, she may not be as good looking as the whorish female. That doesn't mean automatically mean that she's ugly. Once again, there's different levels when it comes to physical beauty. Someone who may not be as good looking as another person doesn't automatically make that person an ugly person. So once again, to me, that's common sense. But let's move on, right? You know, listen. The proper question is where have common sense went in the past 20 years? And I'll tell you where it went inside of a fucking museum because that shit is extinct. Yeah, it is. It is subjective, Joe W. Yeah. But yeah, man. This it's very pathetic. It's very pathetic. The more this side of YouTube is focused on trying to convert whorish females to become quote unquote wives, the more this side of YouTube is neglecting the needs and wants of society's males, which contradicts the so-called objective of this side of YouTube. Because the objective of this side of YouTube was to help society's males, right? Supposedly. Supposedly. But we see what the true objective is because it's so female focused. This side of YouTube is so female focused that we ignore the real live issues of society's males. What about the mental helping to fix the mental health of a lot of males in this society? Because a lot of males in this society, especially males who grew up in a broken family and saw a lot of hardships, who've been abused in all forms of ways, and who society actually ignored because males have been taught to just suck it up, stop crying, stop complaining. Therefore, males literally have little to no avenues where they could actually speak out and express themselves and express how they feel. Thus they hold everything in. Thus they become more stressed out, and they either end up committing suicide or committing or end up having a heart attack by the age of 40 and dying because they have, like I said before, they have little to no avenues which they can actually express their feelings, express their emotions, express how they feel, and get some help. What about focusing on finding therapy, finding a place to aid in the mental health of a lot of males? But no, we don't want to concentrate on that. What we want to concentrate on is opening up a fucking wife school. It is so fucking pathetic. It is so fucking pathetic. Just when I thought that this side of YouTube cannot be more pathetic, this side of YouTube always proves me wrong. Opening up a wife school. Nigga, if a bitch's mama failed to teach a bitch how to become a wife, there's no way you as a nigga will succeed in that shit. The most you can do when it comes to females is you have to neglect the ones who do not fit the description of the standards that you're looking for in a female. And when I mean standards, I'm speaking about standards as far as a female's internal character. When it comes to what you as a male look for in a wife, you have to disassociate yourselves from the females who do not fit the description of what you're looking for as a wife, and only associate yourselves with the ones who do fit the description of what you're looking for as a wife. That's common sense. That's all you can do in this society today. You're not going to succeed in opening up a fucking wife school. If you think you're going to succeed in opening up a school to teach inadequate females to become wives, think again. Think again. I mean, it's actually more possible to find a cat that can bark than converting an inadequate female to become a wife. talking about a fucking wife school. Fuck type of shit is that? Stupid motherfuckers, man. Yeah, wife school. I mean, people are that dumb to think it's a good idea to open up a school for a wife, you know? I mean, can we open up job placement programs for males, especially it's inner city males? Can we focus on that? Can we open up more programs for so males who dropped out of high school can actually receive a high, can actually complete their high school education and receive a high school diploma or a GED? Can we open up these types of schools? Can we actually open up these types of tangible schools for so people can get something tangible for that can help them improve their lives? Can we open up these types of schools? Can we open up the types of schools that would teach brothers or males to get into the field of technology or the STEM world in general? Science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Can we have more? Can we open up more programs that can get people off of drugs? Can we open up more programs that we can heal a lot of veterans who suffer from PTSD, who suffer from a lot of other mental illnesses as a result of being war veterans? Can we do that? Can we actually open up programs and or schools that are realistic that would offer something tangible to society, especially to society's men, for so their lives can actually improve? Instead of trying to open up a shame, blame, and explain university to try to shame, blame, and explain to horse females how they should accept corny niggas like them, because that's what a white school really is. It's really it's really an institution to please accept a corny motherfucker like me. You know, I'm a corny motherfucker. I stand at 5'2" tall. You know, I'm socially awkward. I'm fat than a motherfucker. Please accept me for who I am. Please give me that piece of poutine pussy. That's what this school is all about. So, in the first semester of the school, I will tell you, I will teach you how a 5'2", 300 pound, socially awkward, corny motherfucker like myself make the best husband for you. And in the next semester, I will tell you how you'll be happy with a 5'2", 300 pound, socially awkward, corny motherfucker like myself. Yo, son. Shit. That's really what these so-called wife schools are, man. Is to try to convince these whorish females to accept these socially awkward ass incel ass niggas. That's it. Shit. Yo, man. The next motherfucker who speak about a wife school need to drink a whole bottle of bleach and kill themselves. I'm out this motherfucker.